Every day I wake up and my skin looks different. Oh my god, where did these breakouts come from? Why do I feel so dull? Ew, is that flaky skin?
Well, I want to tell you, it's fine. You're normal. Each day is another day, and part of the fun is about finding out what to do with ourselves.
Today, I want to share with you guys 3 of the most common themes I wake up on any given day. So these include waking up to new breakouts, the days that I see my skin is super dehydrated and flaky, even if you have oily skin, and days that something's gone horribly wrong and you don't know what it is yet, but you know your skin's pissed. I'm going to share with you my tips and a little guide on how to make small changes for big breakthroughs. A portion of this video is sponsored by Typology, but more on that later.
So let's start with my core routine. This is essentially your everyday routine that you use, without really thinking about it day in, day out. And from this routine, I'll decide what to take out specifically and replace with other items depending on my skin concern for that day. So I'm gonna quickly run you through what my base routine is. And I follow a pretty standard cleanser, toner, serum, moisturizer, SPF. So starting with cleanser, I love any gel texture. So this is the Crave Beauty Matcha Hemp Hydrating Cleanser that we've talked about and loved for so many years. Shout out to Leah making beautiful products. It's gentle on the skin. You can use it day and night and it's not overly stripping. So I think any skin type will really love this one. Moving on to my toner, I have this baby. As you can see, it is very well loved, almost to the end, because even Thomas will use this every day. So I want to show you like what a new one looks like. I'm very excited to pop this one open. It's like a milk tea. So this is a toner essence and it's super hydrating. It's so luxurious on your skin when you apply it. You basically shake it up like this and becomes kind of one solid toner. It's got kombucha as one of its key elements. So I just feel like this really strengthens my skin, which leads to glowing skin. Now moving on to serum, because I do have oily combination and acne prone skin, I want to help balance that with my serums. So this is the one from Typology. It's the salicylic acid 2% and zinc 1%. It might sound like a combination that you're very familiar with because it truly works to help rebalance, to help with inflammation, to help with breakouts. And this one specifically is probably one of the lightest formulas that I've ever tried. It's like more of just like a toner consistency, very, very fluid, and it just absorbs into the skin because Typology is a French brand and it's vegan, it's cruelty free, and they just really aim to minimize and simplify our routine, but they help to customize it in a way that's specific to your skin concern, and you do a diagnostic test and it helps you pinpoint what exactly you need. But this is the serum that I am currently using for my kind of acne prone skin. Okay, moving on to moisturizer. I have 2, one for the day, one for the night. This is the one that Ro and I both love so much. It's the Pure M Authentic Barrier Cream Balm. I've like learned to love this for my oily skin because I just use a little bit less than Ro and it's so soothing, it's so calming and so beautiful and spreadable. Then for the night, I use the Salwasu Concentrated Ginseng Renewing Cream Classic. This is the more denser one of the two and I love it so much. It is a hefty price tag, but I think if you can, it's totally worth it because they use the top of the range ginseng. And I love using creams that are a little bit richer at night because, it just helps to regenerate a little bit more, but you don't have to switch day and night moisturizers. It really is up to you. Then for the day, I have a sunscreen. I specifically really like these fluid textures, and this is the one from Quarterly. I don't know if you can get it here because Ro got it for me in France, but this is the Vino Sun 50 Plus sunscreen. It reminds me very much of the Paula's Choice Youth Extending Fluid. It's like super runny and it's beautiful on the skin. So that sets my foundation, I guess my baseline of a routine. And this is what I'll use on a typical day when my skin is kind of just feeling normal. But that doesn't last for long. Some days we're not quite oily, we're not quite dry, and our T-zone is just really different from the rest of our face. And you could find flaking in areas that aren't typically there. Like for me, it's sometimes on the jaw and the chin, sometimes it's around the nose. I know people get really dry around their eyes and forehead, and it could come up anywhere depending on your skin, but it just kind of throws you off. For me, I found that it comes down to two main reasons. One is that I haven't been hydrating my skin enough. Maybe it's the weather, maybe I've just been lazy, but whatever it is, there's just not enough water content in my skin, which then pushes my skin to try to auto-correct itself, which leads to it being super weird, right? Or as we age, our cell turnover becomes a little bit slower, and so we need more help in helping to slough away that dead skin. And sometimes we just don't realize it yet. So the goal we have here is to rebalance. What I found really helps is looking for a really gentle chemical exfoliation in your cleansing step, and then looking at your toner and serums and changing those up to be a little more nourishing and a little bit thicker in consistency so that we're packing in as much hydration in our routine. So you can look for cleansers that have mild enzyme exfoliants or BHA in them, or even gentle chemical exfoliants like PHA. So this is the one from Typology. They have a cleansing gel with 5% PHA and aloe vera. So what this does is really help while you're cleansing to slough away that dry, dead skin, but it also simultaneously helps to rebalance the more oilier areas. We don't want to strip away all our oils, right? We just want to help to rebalance and help to gently exfoliate. And PHA is not just a great chemical exfoliant, but it also helps with hydration. So this is great at just sloughing away that dead skin and rebalancing the oily. So I actually got a full routine recommendation from Typology because I did their diagnostic test, and you answer some questions about your specific concerns and what you want to heal. And at the end of it, they'll actually recommend you a whole routine based on what it is that you're actually looking for. So for me, I was looking for acne, I was hoping for hyperpigmentation, I have sensitive skin, and then they actually gave me a whole routine to help with rebalancing and helping with my acne. So then let's say you don't want to change the cleanser and you want to change out your toner and serum. So toners are really simple to switch out because maybe the toner you're using isn't moisturizing enough. Like for example, I love the Quarterly, but I don't think that this is hydrating enough compared to something like the Haru Haru, right? So maybe this worked for me in the summer, but now I have to switch it up, and my skin is telling me through being so uneven and fickle. So I can change up a toner to something a little bit thicker, a little bit more denser, and more nourishing. So let's say you don't want to change your toner, you want to change your serum. Another excellent idea. This is a great way to look at textures that are a little bit more like oomphy. They're more luscious, they're a little bit thicker and denser, and they're just doing more than like what a normal watery serum does. These are two examples. The Typology one, this is the botanical blend with peony. It is so beautiful. It's formulated with jojoba oil, tea tree, and a bunch of botanical oils to really help to purify your skin, but also like nourish it and heal it and rebalance. I think that's the key because it's actually SIBO regulating. This is really helping to balance out the oily areas with the dry areas while being super lightweight. So the texture is like a watery oil. I don't know if that makes sense, but it just completely melts into the skin and gives your skin this like glazed look. Hailey Bieber coming for you. Another serum that I'll go to when I'm feeling like I need more is the Quarterly. This is the Premier Cru Le Serum. It's just like more bouncy. When you smooth it on, you can just tell that there's like more nourishment, more hydration. This one is more expensive for a serum, so I don't think you necessarily need it. But the tip is just to find a texture that's a little bit more than what you're currently using, and it will really help to lock in that hydration so your skin doesn't have to work so hard trying to regulate itself. Another day we wake up and it might just be irritated. It is pissed. Honestly, this happens to me a lot. But this could be because of two reasons. Either we over exfoliated, or we did something way too much, used too much retinol, or used a new ingredient, and our skin just ends up being like really taut, everything is painful. We put on products and it kind of burns, and essentially our skin barrier is compromised. Or it could be that you tried on a new product, or you tried on way too many products all at once and your skin is now irritated. So here's what I found works. First of all, if you have any actives in your skincare routine, whether that's vitamin C, retinols, BHA, AHA, this is the time to press pause on all of those, because we don't want to make it more irritated with potentially using more chemical exfoliants. And what we want to substitute that with is all soothing, calming ingredients. So my favorites are tamanu oil, centella asiatica, ceramides, something called hypochlorous acid, which is my new best friend, and also goat milk. And these ingredients can come up at any stage of your routine. Tamanu oil is great at soothing the skin like magic. And also, a side thing, it's really good for hyperpigmentation. So I have two here. This is the Sephora Deepen Barrier Cream that I've been loving. It's got the tamanu oil as well as macadamia oil. Buttery smooth moisturizer. I honestly feel like during these times, concentrate on your moisturizer. It is so pivotal that we're like trapping all of the hydration in. Another one is the Crave Beauty Great Barrier Relief, also formulated with tamanu oil. They're both skin barrier healing. They're like the fairy godmothers of tamanu oil. So depending on what you want to chop and change and what you need to substitute, do so. But tamanu oil is awesome. So hypochlorous acid, I first found out about through Tower 28. This is their SOS Daily Rescue Facial Spray. It is so awesome. Then you guys actually recommended that I get almost a dupe, and it's like bigger. This is the one from Element. It's the face and skin spray. So both of these use hypochlorous acid, and it's just one of these like magical ingredients that I didn't know anything about before, but it helps to restore what our skin and our body naturally produces into our skin again. And it just really helps when our skin is itchy, it's irritated, it's painful, it's like whatever it is, uncomfortable. So I highly recommend hypochlorous acid. The next thing you can look for is goat milk, and this is the one from Beekman. It's the Bloom Cream. I love this cream so much. I always use it when my skin is super annoyed. Another moisturizer. And goat milk just has a bunch of natural ingredients in it that will help to restore your skin barrier, because that's the key, right? It's lightweight, it's not too thick or anything, it has no fragrance. And my last tip for this concern is actually sunscreen. So not many people talk about this, but when your skin is irritated, you want to change from your chemical sunscreens to a physical sunscreen. Chemical sunscreens formulated with a bunch of UV filters that could be more irritating to your skin, which is why people with really sensitive skin choose for physical. And this is the one from Dr. G. It is so good. It's the Green Mild Sun Plus, and it's been Korea's top and favorite sunscreen for about 3 consecutive years. It's like one of the most popular ones right now because of the fact that it is a physical sunscreen, but it doesn't leave a ghastly white ghost looking face. And we also have this on the shop. So excited to finally have it on there. So highly recommend this if you guys want to switch that up, because I realized for myself when my skin is irritated, I can't use all my invisible lovely sunscreens. I have to go to something that's safe, that's not going to further inflame my skin, and physical sunscreens are it. Break out! But seriously, the days that we wake up with breakouts. I mean, if you have oily skin, acne prone skin, this will be probably every other day or maybe every other week, but sometimes it's worse than normal, or maybe you typically don't break out and it comes along out of nowhere. Folding up my sleeves because it's about to get serious. So why does this happen? Well, breakouts can happen because of like many different reasons. The first reason, if you have a uterus, is the week before your period comes, our hormones are just heightened. This actually activates our sebum production, which then increases the chances of breaking out. And for me, this is when I get the most, like cystic acne, breakouts on the chin, everywhere, right? It could also be more of a nutritional thing. So maybe you're eating too much of a specific type of food and it's thrown the balance a little bit off. So for me, that's heating foods. In Chinese medicine, all foods are grouped into either hot or cold categories. So if I've had too much fried foods, takeout, dairy products, processed sugars, all of these are heating for me and it will trigger my acne. What I find works best for this is 3 things: BHA, retinol, pimple patches. So let's start off with BHA because love it, can't wear it. Just kidding. We have our favorite toners. This is the Paula's Choice. This is the Peach Slices. Both of them have 2% BHA. And why this is really important for acne skin is because BHA is oil soluble. Our pores are filled with sebum, right? Which is oil. And we want what we're using to be able to sink into those pores and really help to like unstick and unglue all the bacteria and the sebum. So BHA is just like a no-brainer go-to. It doesn't just come in toner form, it comes in serum forms like the one I was talking about from Typology. So you'll find they're all slightly different. This one has the BHA with, I think, some green tea. This one is more lightweight, but it's also combined with lactic acid. And then this one has a salicylic acid with zinc. Zinc in particular is really good at dumbing down inflammation. And anytime we break out, it's really about inflammation. Lactic acid is slightly hydrating. So it really just depends on what you think. The next thing you can look for is retinols. You might think retinol is for anti-aging and fine lines and wrinkles, but actually it's so bomb at helping with breakouts and acne. If not the most effective ingredient, it helps with speeding up your cell turnover, it helps with inflammation, and it also helps to regulate your sebum production. It's like the only ingredient that can really help to do that. They come in all different forms. So there's like the Good Molecules retinol cream, there's a different adapalene gel, there's this one, which is the A313, that is a French pharmacy brand that's almost a cult favorite as well. And then Typology also has this 0.2% retinol with Sabuki oil. So what you really want to find if you have like dry, sensitive skin is something that's more nourishing. So maybe a retinol cream like these will really work. Otherwise, you can find retinol serums, and just keep in mind that each one is a little bit different. So it really depends on which step you want to replace and then which kind of formula that you enjoy using. Last thing is pimple patches. So you guys need to get on the microdot train because holy crap, it will change your life. As soon as you feel something bubbling up, like run for something like this. This is the Zit Sticker Spot Clarifying Patch Kit. It's the killer kit and it's the microdot. So essentially the microdots are made up of the ingredients which will eventually dissolve throughout the night when you put it on. I had like huge cystic acne come up and I just know that it's gonna take at least like 1 week or even 2 weeks to eventually like die, right? But when I use these, it's 2 days. 2 days, I just needed to use 2 of these and it like healed my cystic acne. So if you feel it coming on, it's under the skin, it's not yellow yet, it's not ripe, then definitely put a microdot on there. But if you have little pustules, they're already kind of like yellow, maybe they popped, maybe they haven't, these pimple patches are so great to heal it. And I honestly feel like it makes the healing process so much quicker. It cuts it in half. And this is ones that I've been loving. It's from Face Tory. It's the Spot Fighter AM and PM. One has a little bit of tea tree oil as well as Centella Asiatica. And then one is just like a hydrocolloid patch and you just seal it over. You just want to make sure that bacteria isn't getting into there. And honestly, these are like game changing and everyone needs it if they have breakouts.
So guys, I hope that helps you a little more for those days that you're not quite sure what to use and how you even feel about it all. Remember that each day will be different and some are more challenging than others, but we have what it takes to get through it day by day. So check out Typology if you're interested in effective and simplistic and honestly just like aesthetic skincare designed for you. And if you spend over $30, they're giving a bonus rosehip oil face scrub. So have fun and I'll see you all very soon. Bye!